sticking with us. Andria Heath, our guest. She's the executive director of the Utica Zoo. And the Utica Zoo has been around since what year, Andria?
1914, so we're 105 years young this year, July.
Yeah. And it got its beginnings, it wasn't started as, you have a board of directors now and it's a 501c3, but how did it get started?
Well, back in the day, that early on, it was actually the Proctor family donating some property to the city as part of the Frederick Olmsted Jr. designed park system. We have a beautiful park system. We've been talking about that, everyone is. And it started with 3 fallow deer. That's our humble beginnings. But you're right, I think it was around 1921 that we became more incorporated, more of a zoo. I think our incorporation and some of the Department of Education certification actually happened in the 60s. That's when the Utica Zoological Society was formed by a lot of women in our community whose husbands were the leaders of business world, and the wives were, also very active in the community, junior league, et cetera. In fact, I belong to a club right now with a lot of the founders of the Zoo Society now, and they're in their 70s and 80s, wonderfully continuously supportive of the zoo. Yeah,
and we were talking during the commercial break, Andrea. One of the challenges that the Utica Zoo has is Zoo Hill Road. Is that what you call it?
Well, the whole 80 acres that we have, of which about 35 are developed now, so we've got a lot of opportunity over the next 20 years. The topography is really a challenge for us. Right now, when you put your back to the parkway, the zoo is up. So in our master plan, our goal is to switch back the whole zoo so that it's more accessible for not only wheelchairs and crutches and folks who have a little difficulty walking, but also baby carriages and strollers and little toddlers. And we've actually accomplished one whole switchback area between our eagles and our camel, and that will be fenced in and ready to use this summer, and it looks fantastic. And that was actually sponsored by Utica National. They were very interested in helping us become more accessible. And then the M&T Bank Foundation helped us switch back from the lions all the way down to the restrooms. It used to be just like this steep hill that you could just see kids kind of running too fast, and every moment was oh my, will someone get hurt? But now we're switchbacking it.
When you mention Utica National, I have to think back, I'm old enough to remember this, when Utica National sponsored an elephant to come into the Utica Zoo.
So I'm not sure the partnership there, but that was Mutual of Omaha. I remember the Wild Kingdom, and actually it was the lion, or the elephant, I'm sorry, you're right. Utica National was the Asian Annie. Mutual of Omaha were the tigers. Yes, and we were just talking about Asian Annie yesterday, because when she came in, there was a parade. I wasn't born yet.
But thank you for pointing that out.
Or maybe I was just born. But there was a parade, and there, I think they named the day after Asian Annie.
Big deal.
Yeah, and actually that is why Utica National sponsored us and supported us, is because we actually have had the same birthday. They are as old as we are as a company.
And I want to get back to something that happened just last week, and that was Wine in the Wilderness. That's an annual event for you. How did it go this year?
It was great. We had record attendance of ticket holders coming in, and the weather really held off, and we had great support from our wineries and a couple of breweries, Saranac and 16 Stone, and lots of food, and it went great. And that's kind of like the beginning of the summer kickoff for us. And then we do Brewfest, which is August 3rd this year, 21st, Brewfest. It was the 20th Wine in the Wilderness. Brewfest has an even larger following. We get around 3,000 people, 2,800, 3,000.
And you're going to do a new event, yes?
We are. We're going to add a new event. It's, again, an adult event. It's going to be called Bourbon and Blues. It'll be in September on a Thursday night, 6 to 9. It's going to be it'll be a higher ticket cost, less people, only 300. It'll be a full bar, bourbon and blues, but other fine spirits will be offered. It's not a tasting, it's more like a cocktail party, so full drinks. Really beautiful food by our new vendor at our concession stand, which I'll talk about.
That. Yeah, talk about your new vendor.
So we had a wonderful, wonderful run, 7 years with Voss's.
Was it that long? My
goodness.
It
was.
Yeah.
And we loved having them. They're great people to work with. But we wanted to go a little further into the season, little longer days, special events, birthday party menu, et cetera. And Voss's business plan works for them the way it is, and they just really, weren't at that point where they wanted to expand everything that we wanted them to. So this past October, November, after Spooktacular, they packed up, and we actually have Patrick O'Connor is coming in, and this will be his first year here, so he's moving in now. He's offering a limited menu, but it'll by the time school's out, it'll be full-fledged. And we're naming our concession stand Polly's because we have this salmon-crested parrot who's been with us, cockatoo, I believe he is actually. His name's Polly, but he's a he. He's lived at the zoo for over 46 years, and he's over 85. And many of your viewers are going to say, oh, I remember Polly. Yeah. And Polly's still with us. He's in retirement, but we have a couple of docents who bring him out weekly and just kind of give some love on him to keep him nurtured and enriched. And so we're naming the concession stand after Polly. So it'll be Polly's by O'Connor's.
And when does that start?
He's open. Patrick is open now. And they're just, as I said, moving in. They're getting their ice cream machine hooked up, et cetera. So their full menu, it's going to be a beautiful menu. Very diverse.
Talk about the hours up there. We talked about that you're open every day of the year except 2, but what time during the day do you open?
So we're open every day from April 1st through October 31st, our summer season, peak season, from 10 o'clock until 4:45. In the winter it closes at 4. But this year, the week after July 4th week, we'll be open on Fridays until 7. And we used to do Mondays or Tuesdays, and we think Fridays might be a cool thing. We got a lot of feedback, so we're going to try Fridays this year till 7.
And what does it cost to come into the zoo?
It's $8 for adults, $4.50 for kids. Kids are defined 3 to 12. Kids 2 under are always free.
Is there
senior citizen and military discount as well, and college student.
Okay. Lots more to talk about. Andria Heath's our guest. We'll be right back. Short break.